So I've been using the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 from the past 3 days as my primary driver, and in this video I'm going to review this device. I'll be telling all the pros and cons which will let you conclude your decision to buy this phone. So now without wasting any more time, let's get started. So let's talk about the device first. So this is how the phone looks like from the back, where we are having the screen on the above half along with the cameras. In the front side we do feel a slight bump which is pretty obvious in all the flip and fold phones, but in my normal usage it's not visible, but while scrolling along that area you will feel it slightly on your fingers. Now this is how the phone looks when it is closed. Also, unlike earlier Flip 4 or Flip 3, you won't see gap between the two sides. It won't actually protect from the dust completely, but yes, it's more refined in terms of the new flipping mechanism and the more advanced hinge this time. I have to say this is the finest flip device on the planet till date, the reason being the better flipping mechanism, the bigger secondary screen which is not only limited to just see the time and notifications, but you can use YouTube on the screen, you can shoot selfies using your back camera, you can use WhatsApp properly, and even you can use the navigation on the secondary screen. The 3.4 inches secondary screen is pretty useful, and this makes the phone more attractive, and in day-to-day life you can rely on it for some basic works which makes it pretty useful. Opening this phone from one hand is not that easy. You will need to use a second hand most of the time for opening the phone, and the procedure of opening and closing this device is pretty satisfying, and the flipping mechanism actually works great. We see Samsung branding on the hinge, and Samsung claims the flipping mechanism to be working pretty well for 2 lakh times. And even if you're folding the phone 150 times a day, it's around 54,000 total flips in a year. So the hinges are not gonna disturb you, at least for the 3 years for sure. Now let's talk about some important specs of the phone. So the phone is powered by Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, which is latest flagship CPU available right now in the market, along with 8 gigs of RAM. And this time the phone comes in 2 variants. The base variant itself starts from 256GB, and the second variant comes with 512GB of storage. Now let's move to the primary display of the phone, which is a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display with 425 pixels per inch. Trust me, display of the phone is amazingly good, and the display is proper flagship level, and it comes with protection of Gorilla Glass Victus 2, so you don't need to worry much about it. The primary screen comes with 120Hz refresh rate, and the secondary screen comes with 60Hz display. You will feel a kind of screen guard border on the front camera edges of the phone, and that's because of the screen protection it comes with. You don't need to pull it off, as the company doesn't allow you to apply any additional screen guards because it will void the warranty of the phone. Now moving to the performance of the phone, I don't need to explain much about it, as the phone is already powered with the latest Snapdragon processor. You can play games on higher FPS without thinking much, and on your day-to-day apps you won't notice any kind of lags. I'm a heavy user and I use multiple apps at the same time, but the RAM management of the phone works pretty well. Thermal control of the phone is also perfectly balanced, even with gaming, and also while charging or while shooting 4K videos, you won't feel the heat what we see on Pixel devices or any other Android devices. Mild warmness is felt on heavy usage, but it also cools down too pretty fast. Moving to the 3700 mAh battery, that's a kind of red flag for this phone, as you will need to charge your phone twice every day for sure, even with moderate usage. And in my heavy usage with daily screen time of around 10 to 13 hours, I needed to charge my phone around 2.5 to 3 times every day. Also, charging speed of the phone is a big down. We should be getting at least 45 watt fast charging into the device, but this phone supports 25 watt fast charging only, which takes around 1.5 hours to fully charge the device. The phone supports wireless charging obviously, and you can also share your battery for charging devices which supports wireless charging. Also, the phone doesn't come with the adapter, so you'll need to buy a 25 watt adapter for utilizing the best charging on this device. Moving ahead with the camera of the phone, both of the rear camera is of 12 megapixel. It comes with optical image stabilization. Also, we have 0.5x ultra-wide lens on the back, and we can shoot 4K videos at 60 FPS. I will upload the drive link for some camera samples of the phone so you can see how actually the camera performs. The camera is pretty nice, it's balanced. We see the classic Samsung vivid colors. The portrait mode also works pretty well. The front camera is a 10 megapixel shooter, and with that in mind, we can expect some great selfies from the phone. Excellent detail, great color and dynamic range, and some natural background blur the front camera delivers. We can tilt the phone on certain angles, and the phone does the job of a tripod, so these things really make this phone better with some additional features what normal smartphone users don't have. Also, as I mentioned before, we can shoot selfies from the primary camera when the phone is folded, but by clicking selfies with the primary shooter, the stabilization doesn't work that well. You will need to hold the phone very stable. Also, if the subject is moving by any mean, you will have unstabilized shot. That's an issue. But overall, the camera is top notch and you can shoot decent pictures using this phone. Now let's move to the speaker and the earpiece of the phone. We are not digging much here. The speaker is loud enough, crisp and clear. You won't notice any cracked sound even on the maximum volume. The call quality is very well. You can also record calls on the phone, and the second person won't listen to any call recording notice. The call drops automatically when you fold your phone back, and on folded mode, you can only talk on a phone call if the phone is connected with a Bluetooth device or if the speaker is turned on. For the speaker and the call quality, no complaints. Talking about the fingerprint, it's fast and accurate. Face unlock is also better than all the Android phones we are having, but obviously not like the iPhones. It struggles a bit in low lighting conditions. So that's conclude the overall review of the phone. Now summarizing everything, the conclusion is if you are looking for a powerful fancy device and you want to experience the folding phone, then you can go with it. You will start relying on the secondary screen for some basic tasks and you would be enjoying the overall experience of the phone for sure. Also, this I need to mention again, this is the finest and best foldable device we are having right now. Moving to the display and performance, we are having everything what we can expect in flagships of this price point. The only downside I would say is the battery and the charging speed of the phone. For gamers, I won't suggest this phone due to the ultra wide display, the bump in between the phone, and obviously the battery for sure. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video a lot, and if you are planning to buy this phone, then please do check out the link given below in the video's description. And if you guys like the video, then drop a like, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I'm Devansh Sharan and I will catch you in the next one.